Let's get right. Let's get right. You already know what it is, man. It's your boy Deala T, and this is No Filters. Always appreciate you all coming by, family. Definitely liking, commenting with what we talking about here, and subscribing to the channel to keep talking about it more and more and sharing with the world because everything matters and being on notice. You understand what I'm saying? So as always, get comfortable. Get you something to drink. Get you something to eat. You feel me? Get you something to smoke if that's what you do. Because you see the title, Diddy Trial. And now we got the lawyers being exposed by the judge, as well as the RICO is active at this point. So let's get into this here.
Back to cooking. This dude right here, Diddy Combs, just got his ass handed to him by the judge in the court this morning. I'm talking about absolute
Lawyer.
ether. Now Diddy's lawyers out here whining and crying, talking about somebody, hey man, this isn't right, man. First of all, you're not even supposed to use race when you're talking about the jurors. So the fact that Diddy's lawyers are arguing race, you're not even supposed to argue race. Race isn't even an argument.
What?
First of all, let's talk about race. Since everybody wants to say, hey man, this ain't right, let's talk about race, right? Everybody wants to talk about trying to make this a black thing with Diddy. Why Diddy ain't got a predominantly black legal representation?
Because nobody thinks about predominantly black legal representation, fam. Let's get right. Let's get right, man. You know that ain't happening at all. Even in the same sense of them thinking that it can, it still's not happening. Anybody that's in a situation, they gonna always.
Diddy brought the black lawyers on last.
Let's go.
The one he had before said, nah, I can't work under no circumstances can I help this guy right here. Diddy got 80% of his lawyers are white. But sitting up here talking about, so, hey man, it's discrimination. Nigga, hire a black lawyer.
So now in Diddy trial, let's get right. So now in Diddy trial, they're talking about pulling the race card. Okay? So let's bring things up to par. Diddy and his legal team has definitely put together his own legal team that's predominantly white. And then you have a situation where the judge that was picked, Diddy and them handpicked that judge. So let's make sure we understand. Y'all already know what it is, Jed Eden. What's up, family? I see you, Noah Lee. What's up? What we doing? What's up, Merle? What we doing, Nick? It's Deala T, No Filters. Let's get it. Right now, Diddy in a situation where now his lawyer trying to pull the race card. And now you got to think in your mind, like, what we pulling race cards for? But the judge has exposed the lawyer in this situation. What's up, Tommy? I see you, family. They didn't expose the man. So now we're trying to figure out what we doing here. Let's keep going.
You so pro-black, but 80% of your lawyers are white. See, they don't want you to really stir fry. I will get in my bag for real, because my bag is deep, baby. Believe that shit. And I got more moves than Mike, nigga. Believe that. So let's start right there. 80% of your legal team is non-black.
80%.
White. Let's talk about that, Diddy. Then let's get to this point right here. I'm going to stir-fry these niggas.
So what we got going right now is, Stick, let me bring you up to par. Right now, this is day 26 of the Diddy trial. And now we have the judge exposing the lawyers. We have the Diddy lawyers talking about the race card. And then we have another juror dismissed. If you go back and look at the video I just posted Friday, family, right here at No Filters, you will see that the first juror, number 6 juror was dismissed. Number 6 juror. Why is the juror dismissed? So then Diddy and them fighting for the juror, but they talked about how the juror had some inconsistencies in his story about who he is and what he does. And who his family is, where his daughter stayed, where he stayed, when he moved to Brooklyn, when she was living over in Jersey, all of that. So they looking at his just basic general information as it's a little inconsistent. You probably lying. So in that case, they get rid of him. Now, the jury has another guy on there that's crooked, that's about to get exposed. And that's another reason why Right now, we going into the situation that's bringing more detail to why this juror is about to be dismissed and about why the judge that Diddy handpicked is going against Diddy's lawyers and why Diddy's whole legal team is 80% Caucasian. 80% white. This is what it is. And that's the situation when we talk about the system later. Let's go. Let's keep going.
The government didn't even use race as an excuse to take off the black juror. They used the fact that he lied on his application. And people are saying, oh, that girl, she lied on the oath. No, she did not lie.
What's up, Kai?
In fact, it is part of the law that anytime you have a claim of that time period,
I see you, fam.
when you're talking about assault, abuse, or anything of that, the person is granted, whoever does that, a short period of time for memory lapse or memory. Look at the law. That's why the judge said what he said. That's in the law. That's not something he just made up and ran with. That's in the law. And Diddy never showed pictures of himself in that hotel. And Brian Aluminum gave him up when he asked Mr. Perez, the assistant, when he said, hey, did he authorize you to use that company car? Or was it Diddy who told you to do that? And he was like, I don't know, but he was using that company car. So what does that mean? That means if anybody could have used that company car in the hotel to buy breakfast, to do anything. You charge it to the company card. Because they never put anything in Diddy's real name. So how can that prove that Diddy was over there in New York that day? That the girl said that this stuff happened. He could have already been left, like most artists do. And then they staff and everybody else leaves afterwards.
Right.
Easy work. Now let's get back to this. The judge in here handing their ass over this juror. Now, so the judge says, last week, the defense opposed further questioning. So let's get to this. The judge comes in the courtroom today on absolute cook. The judge says, man, I hope everyone had a good weekend. And remember, the jury's not in the courtroom. This is with everybody outside.
Okay, so think about it for a second. Why is the judge coming in like, hey, yo, listen, fam, I hope everybody had a good weekend. The jury not even in there. It's just people in there. Bailiffs, the jury. Not the jury outside. You got bailiffs in there. Everybody that's in their respective places in the courtroom. Judge come in feeling like he just stretched out his arms and was like, I hope everybody had a great weekend. What's up with you? What's going on? Because he about to lay some real damn information on Diddy and them in the defense that's definitely not finna help them moving forward. Let's keep going.
Jury outside the courtroom, right? You gotta watch this, right? The judge says, I hope everyone had a good weekend. The defense, y'all hit the cash app PayPal link at the top of the chat.
You already know, man. It's Deala T, man. No filters. We in here. Hit that like button for me, family. Respectfully, I appreciate you subscribing. It's love. Always no filters, baby. You see it.
Not putting instruction to the jury. Then witness Brianna Mulholland committed perjury. She was questioned at length on this. I deny Diddy's motion. No offense.
So the judge has denied Diddy's motion to come against the girl that came up with those allegations and everything they said about him leaving her over the balcony like he was on some gangster shit.
He told us, hey man, this is an unfair case. Nigga, shut up. He asked for the lawyer. He asked for the judge. He asked for that judge. Point blank period.
See what I said? See what I'm saying, family? Let's be real. Let's get right. Diddy and them asked for the judge. Okay? And see, in my mind, I'm like, come on, fam, think about it for a second. This a billionaire, bro. So for a billionaire to even still have the control that he has to be able to get the judge and the law firm, the legal team you want, and then certain jurors on the jury that you have to deal with and start to figure out, like, are these people with me or not? Because at some point when he started off, I'm sure he felt like the judge was with him because he's like, well, that might not be a biased judge, or it might be a judge. Oh, let's get right up in here. It might be a judge that he got a damn tape on. So think about it right quick, fam. If Diddy can find himself in situations to have all these high-powered, influential people that can influence anything going on because of power, You telling me he might not have something on a judge or a lawyer? A judge or a lawyer. Diddy may have something on a judge or a lawyer, fam. Let's be real. So for him to pick a judge, and then the judge is rolling, doing a judge job, and then all of a sudden you like, hey, the judge is really not on your side. He's not allowing you to do anything that you want to do in this situation, even though Diddy and them handpicked this judge. They handpicked the judge, and the judge literally not doing nothing they want him to do. Are we gonna get right tonight? Let's go.
Let's keep going, y'all. So the judge said now on juror number 6. Last week, the defense opposed further questioning of the juror.
What?
Time to consider the defense observations in his June the 15th letter. This judge is cooking their ass with their own words. Itty, bitty, diddy.
What?
The record raised serious concern about the juror shading his answers to be on the jury. The shifting answers raised questions about the juror's credibility.
Okay, so let's hold up. Let's get right. So the juror has said certain things that raises his credibility of trust and his consistencies about why he's even on the jury. Let's bring it back.
The jury. Come on, y'all. So the judge said now on juror number 6. Last week, the defense opposed further questioning of the juror. I took time to consider the defense observations in his June the 15th letter. This judge is cooking their ass.
So Diddy's legal team wanted the judge to look into this juror, okay? And he's saying, I looked into the juror. And they just backfired on they dumb ass.
With their own words. Itty, bitty, diddy.
Ha!
The record raised serious concerns about the juror shading his answers to be on the jury.
What are we doing?
Shifting answers raised questions about the juror's credibility, not race. And I said not race. So the court indicated that juror number 6 should be dismissed. The defense now urges further questioning.
Further questioning.
Right? The defense raised concerns
Further
about
questioning.
replacing an African American
What's
juror
up, Jet?
with a white one and cite a Second Circuit case. The court takes this seriously, but further questioning is inappropriate and might negatively impact the jury. This is why we have alternates. The judge goes on and says, Mr. Donaldson, Diddy's lawyer, praised. Let me repeat myself again.
What?
Jackasses running around here, sniffing up around my channel, passing gas, and not even flushing the toilet.
Ah!
Diddy Lawyer, praised the diversity of this jury and said the process worked, quote unquote, in Diddy's lawyer's words, wonderfully.
Okay, so Diddy's lawyer basically saying, okay, when the trial started off, he was like, yo, I appreciate this jury. I appreciate the diversity in the jury. I appreciate everybody involved with the jury. I really feel comfortable with this jury. Everything is balanced, all of that shit, right? This Diddy team. And of course, after 25, 26 days of trial, now you got the team talking about the race card. How sad is it, fam, that in every situation in life, at some point, if it don't go this way or that way, you got to pull the race card. And even in court, you have to understand, in court it's different, because when he talks about the race card and about the whole Diddy's legal team being white majority, I mean, come on, fam, let's be real, man. We know filters, man. You need the best to represent you, okay? And I don't really feel myself as if that even comes down to race at times. But I think in this world that we live in, the lust of the eye, the lust of the flesh, and the pride of life hits different. And that's just not lustfully off of just flesh and human. You got to understand how powerful the eyes are and the lust is, or how powerful the eyes are just to see, and how you can influence a person or persuade off of just seeing you. As a man, as a woman, as a black woman, as a black man, as a white woman, as a white man, Chinese, Puerto Rican, Dominican, Jamaican. I mean, we can keep going. Japanese, all of that, family. Point I'm making is, it falls different on the eye when a person see you first, let alone you open your mouth. So when you walk into the courtroom and you of a skin color, you're going to be received a certain way. I don't care who you are. Unless the judge is an AI, you're going to always be received a certain way when you walk into court places because of your skin color, your race. You have to understand, these judges are human. I'm going to let that sit in for a second, fam. Because these judges are human. So you don't even know if this judge don't like white people, black people, Chinese people, Japanese people, Puerto Rican people, Spanish people, Jamaican people, Dominican Republic people, Haitian people. I mean, forgive me for whoever you are that represents whoever you are. No, I'm not going off, fam. What I'm trying to get you to understand, the realness of it is that if a judge see you a certain way, he can make a decision right there. And then when you open your mouth, he can make another decision right there. He can see you bad coming in, but you can open your mouth and make it good. Hear what I'm saying, fam? I'm trying to get you to understand that authority is still in the hands of humans that is all persuaded by ego, personality, and how we feel. So even if Diddy and them picked this lawyer or picked this judge, and he thought, oh, well, that judge is cool, or he look a certain way, or this is that, he must have thought that it was going to be all good. And now that it's not. So that's why I say even the more that if they pull in the race card now, if Diddy's legal team is saying that it's all good, that the jury is good, and they is diverse, and the judge is great, but now all of a sudden, you got a juror line getting dismissed, another juror about to get dismissed. The judge is doing nothing for Diddy and them. He don't even, he's not requesting motions. He's not letting motions go through. None of that. But the point I'm making is that, again, that's still a judge, and he's still a human, and he still have his own feelings and thoughts about people. He's not an AI. So if he feels the shit that in 26 days of trial that Diddy and everybody that's got on the stand is corrupt, or they off the chain, or they sick in their mind, or they some Hollywood weirdos, then yeah, he's gonna probably judge rulingly what the public people would feel from the same shit we all heard. But if he don't feel no type of way, and he's just all good, now we're going to be looking at a situation where Diddy's going to get locked up and find himself in a pardon place. And you probably didn't see that coming from what I'm saying. But I'm telling you again, my point is that we're all still human. And that the law is still in human hands. You understand? The law is still in human hands. So it's still going to always be off of how you feel. If you had authority, if you was the judge, it'll still be based off how you feel about what's real. Because we know right is right, wrong is wrong. But again, it's still going to be based off a human judge has feelings to persuade, influence, or choose on how he wants to rule in his court. So we ain't never, don't tell me I'm off or I ain't on, fam. Because I want you to know how deep this is for real when you're thinking about authority being in people's hands. Let's keep going.
The defense asked the court to base its decision on race. That would be inappropriate. So juror 6
What? So they making decisions now, decisions based on race. And that's how you know something's going on.
And cannot be granted. As to the issue about a
What?
juror that arose on Friday in a sealed session, no info made public yet. Oh, Lord have mercy. It's another juror problem, y'all. Oh.
Okay, let's get right. Let's get right. Let's get right. Let's get right. You already know it's Deala T. No filters. Hit that like button. We in here. Subscribe, family. I appreciate you. Right now, Friday, after having to dismiss a juror already, they ended up getting a disclosed letter speaking about some inconsistencies with another juror. So what are we talking about for real? Because now we're going to be discussing about this RICO situation that he's about to be accused for, because they want to make sure that they outline and underline everything they have to in a RICO case for it to process. Like I said, RICO cases almost have like 4 or 5 big charges, and all they have to do is prove 2 or 3. Let's keep going.
Another juror, y'all. Oh, they got another juror. They got another juror. Uh-oh. I blow she's right in your face.
They got another juror.
Oh, do you smell what the rock is cooking?
What is going on?
Do you smell what the rock is cooking? It's another jury issue that has arisen now. Oh, and a sealed paperwork, y'all. Ooh.
So that means, okay, let's be real. Come on, let's be real. If another juror's name just came up in sealed paperwork, then that means that somebody in the jury knows somebody's corrupt. There is another juror that's corrupt and has been exposed in a disclosed letter to the judge. Come on, fam. If we all on the jury, right? And we looking over here at this dude over here or this woman, and we like, man, fam, like, look at dude. Dude seem like he ain't really on point with us. We trying to figure out what he on, and we all on the jury. We all on the jury, all of us, right? And we like, what's up with dude over here? What he on? At that point, you got to make a decision and say, hey, somebody just snitched on this juror that was on the jury. That's what's going on here, fam. Somebody just snitched on this juror, fam. And it's a reason why they just did it, because clearly they knowing that either the way they moving is suspicious, the way they looking is suspicious, the inconsistencies within itself, but somebody in the jury in the room is exposing this juror. And this is the second juror. Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, fam. This is the second juror being exposed. Somebody in the jury is exposing these crooked motherfuckers that's going on, a part of this Diddy case, and somebody's feeding this juror something, and the jury is like, nah, we don't trust that guy. So they done wrote their own little letter, sealed it up, and sent it to the judge. Let's keep going. Woo!
That's a fact. Let's keep going. The judge said, so I will question that juror. Another juror. I will question that juror.
So the judge say he about to question that juror. The juror that we talking about over there, that's janky, there's something going on with this person, because to me it's like, and you got to understand something, fam. To each his own, I get it. If we all together as a jury and one person is doing some janky shit, think about it, man. We all in here. Like, you want to go home, they want to go home, they want to go home, I want to go home. Like, I want to be with my family and shit. Come on, fam. Like, what we doing? Like, why I got to be in here talking about Diddy sick shit? And then on top of that, you got to sit in this courtroom. See, now we talking about as a juror. You got to sit in the courtroom and see this sick shit going on screens for 26 days at this point, fam. And now we talking about Diddy in a situation where it's another juror line being dismissed now from a letter that's been sent to the judge because somebody on the jury said, we don't trust that motherfucker over there. And this motherfucker probably can bring problems to us as a whole. That's what I'm thinking. Because I wouldn't think in my mind, it's like, okay, if I'm on a jury, I want to mind my business, make my assessment of the case itself, and then say, hey, this where I stand. Okay? This where I stand. But then you got these other jurors that's like, you know, I want to go home. I don't give a fuck about this shit. I don't care about black people. I don't care about white people. You know, you got jurors that feel that way. Don't care about a lot, but do care about a lot too. So here we are in a situation where it's like, who wrote the letter that said that juror over there on some janky shit and we need to expose that person, and sent it to the judge? So this not one juror that was dismissed. This is 2 jurors about to be dismissed on a Diddy trial because of some janky shit going on. Let's keep going.
In today's session, the party should tell me if we clear the courtroom or do it in the roving room. In any event, man.
What?
Ooh, they got another juror, bro. Oh my God. Oh no, he didn't want to say my life is written to ice the woman that.
Cause what is that? What's up? S.O. Petty say what they accuse of doing. Let me tell you what they accused of doing. Diddy in this motherfucker then found himself in a situation where now they got 2 jurors that's been dismissed off the jury for lying. Trying to lie and expose. And now they've been exposed. And Diddy's lawyers calling it a racial, black and white thing. But originally, Diddy's lawyers picked the jury and they picked that judge. So now that they backs are against the corner, they got to be dealing with jurors lying, and now they're trying to use the race card. And then on top of that, they have been in a situation where, to me, from what's been unfolded and unpacked, that the RICO charge may stand. And see, again, this is what I had a problem with, because I didn't understand how this pretty motherfucker Diddy was getting charged for a RICO like he was on some gangster shit. You ain't gangster, nigga. You talk that gangster shit, but you making motherfuckers get down for you. You ain't doing nothing yourself. So what's the gangster in being charged for a RICO when really in court for 26 days, you've been exposed for being a sick motherfucker in your way, sexually. That's what you've been exposed for. 26 days in court, and they talking about RICO like you a gangster. You know how many motherfuckers that's real gangsters getting charged for a RICO, fam? I'm talking like real gangsters, real RICO shit. Real RICO shit. Let's get right, fam. Look up RICO and tell me where the fuck Diddy fall up under there. Because at the end of the day, all you hearing in court is him beating bitches up, smacking motherfuckers, and then drugs, getting high as a falcon. Okay? Sitting in the corner, jacking off and shit while his bitch is getting fucked by a man that he don't know. And then some nigga ain't punish you. And then what else? He made niggas take a bitch to a warehouse, and question her like they was the FBI. Because the bitch worked for Suge Knight. What else? See, none of this shit is Diddy doing it. You understand? The shit that Diddy doing is the nasty shit. But the other shit, nah, that ain't no gangster shit for them to be talking about that. Petty said Diddy shot that lady in the club and Shine took the rap for it. Let me tell you what's real about that. Because you got a lady talking about she was shot in the face, and I'm sure she know about it, because anybody got shot in the fucking face will know who shot him if they didn't see the shit coming. But this motherfucker said she seen it coming. So you got a lady that said she was shot in the face by Diddy back in a long time ago in a club. And then on top of that, Shine took that shit, fam. So you got to know Diddy ain't shit, boy. That man allowed that man 10 years of his life for the person that signed him. Diddy hung that man out to fucking dry. You understand me? And shout out to Shine, because he ended up becoming some government guy right now in his respective place with his country and his people. But it's just the fact that Diddy would leave this man to die like that. He could have died in jail. I'm gonna be honest with you, shit. He probably had people in jail that was like, "What's up, Shine? I know you ain't do that shit." That's probably what Shine had going in jail because of that stupid shit with Diddy and J-Lo at that time in that club. That girl got shot in her motherfucking face. Then they started talking about some stupid shit about all of this and that. What's up, El Pachujo? But it was just the fact that you talking about Shine taking 10 years for Diddy stupid shit. And then on top of that, you ain't thinking that shit about to be brought up at some point, man? This trial is about to go on for a while. It ain't even really the fact that it's the RICO, bro, because they want the RICO to be proven, but they more so want Diddy to not be able to escape through the cracks and crevices. See, you gotta understand something, family. Diddy is a billionaire. See, to me and you, that shit don't sound... See, that shit probably sound crazy, me and you, but Diddy is a millionaire, billionaire. So in his case, he still feel untouchable even when he feels that he's touched by the law. He still feel untouchable, like he could just wipe that shit off. Like Jay-Z and them talking about dust your shoulders off. Yeah, they feel that way, fam, because they billionaires. What can really stick on them when the money can wipe that shit off? But this the thing. History will always speak for itself when we talk about layers of corruption, okay? Layers of corruption. See, when you corrupt and you have layers of corruption, that means that layers get peeled back after years. Layers of corruption gets peeled back after years of exposure. What's up, Kylie Williams? Shout out to you. There's no filters. Layers get pulled back when corruption goes on for years. So you have to understand, it is so much information coming out now about Diddy and these times and these videos back then when Bad Boys first started. It is so much of the information coming out now that as if they just want us to know, like, oh, they been letting us know that Diddy and them was off the chain. Hollywood was worried and everything was everything. That's what's going on here. But in this case right now, Diddy is about to be hung the fuck dry. You understand me? They pulling the race card. 2 jurors are being dismissed because the jury don't even want to be a part of the stupid shit. The jury don't even want to be a part of the stupid ass jurors that's being janky because they calling, they writing. They writing confidential letters, sending it to the judge, letting them know, family, listen, I'm done with the stupid shit. Get these dumb motherfucker jurors out of here so we can accuse this man, so we can charge this man and get his ass the fuck out of there. That's what's going on here, fam. And then it's really too funny to me, bro, because it's one part about the Diddy shit that's just being a billionaire that's grown and can do sex parties and live their life. My fault. Do them sex parties and live their life. But then there's another thing about beating up on women. And to me, I'm just lost about why they didn't charge Diddy with domestic assault. Because that RICO shit, again, represents gangsters. You understand, fam? So I'm trying to figure out, why would they charge him with RICO and he's not a gangster? But y'all over here watching this man beat Cassie up in front of his... Y'all watch this man beat Cassie up on the video, and then we all watched Cassie expose this man in court and then show the video of her getting her ass whooped in court in front of her own guy and in front of Diddy kids and family. So what I'm lost at is, why would they charge Diddy with RICO instead of domestic violence? And really, if you was gonna charge them with RICO, why y'all didn't throw domestic violence on top of there? Because honestly, y'all only got sex trafficking. Y'all got sex trafficking. Anybody can make a bitch go from out of town to another town to fuck. Anybody. Ain't gonna be no damn Diddy, no Jay-Z, no none of that. Anybody can tell anybody to go from this city to that city and fuck. Every day, every week. I don't understand how that's sex trafficking. Make it make sense, fam. Comment and tell me, Deala T, what makes sense about saying that you can send a nigga or a bitch from Florida to New York, from New York to Vegas, from Vegas to St. Louis, from St. Louis to Wyoming, from Wyoming to over there. That's sex trafficking because you telling them we finna go out of town or we finna go to Europe and we finna fuck over here and then we finna go over there to California, then we gonna fuck over there and then we gonna go to Miami next week and we finna fuck over there. But that don't mean we not eating, breathing, drinking, living, sleeping, doing regular life shit. I don't understand the sex traffic part. Because even in that, they're saying that he has credit cards that they were using. His credit cards. But his name wasn't on it. So every time it was time for a party. See, and that's what I'm talking about, bro. If you're a billionaire, you thinking motherfuckers ain't having no parties? You a billionaire. We having a party every motherfucking weekend. What we talking about? What? So I'm just trying to understand. Diddy really made some people really mad to be in this position he in. This ain't about no motherfucking sex party and fucking in New York, fucking in Cali, fucking in Vegas, fucking in Texas, fucking in Europe, fucking in your backyard, mine, front yard, all this. This ain't about that, fam. Why are we RICOing Diddy if all there is being said is him doing a bunch of fucking and slapping bitches? Make it make sense. Let's go. Because even at the end of the day, they still making it seem like that RICO gonna stick. But it's something about a billionaire that I just don't see fit. Let's keep going.
Another juror. Well, I told y'all. Everybody kept asking me. It's why I'm the breaking hitman hard this shit. The best there is, best there was, and best there ever will be.
Shout out to Ticket TV.
When they was crying about, oh, Ticket man, about these jurors, I said, bro, know your role is shut your mouth. I said, bro.
What's up, Kylie?
Jurors do what they did. They didn't sequester the jurors for a reason, bro. They watching everything the jurors do. People don't think they watching that shit, bro.
They watching everything.
The government is smarter than dumbass Diddy, bro. Diddy was still doing free calls after he got arrested, bro. That's all y'all need to know. I mean, after he got raided. That's all y'all need to know. The man was still doing free calls after he got raided and had drugs in the hotel.
See, that's how you know. See, come on, fam. Let's get right. That's how, but see, that's how you know he on another level, fam. Come on, Tweety Bird, say illegal, yeah. But this my thing. Even if it's illegal, what about a freak off that's illegal? Like, think about it though, bro. Like back in the day, when you talking about like, you know, partners, 5 partners, and then the partners get 5 chicks and go to a hotel and everybody in there fucking. That's a freak off. That's illegal. Let me know. I'm just trying to figure that part out. But the other part of it is Diddy over here making it seem he trying to make it seem.
Where he was supposed to go turn himself into the Fed. After he got people don't think they watch it. They let the jurors do what they did. They didn't sequester the jurors for a reason, bro. They watching everything the jurors do.
They watching everything the jurors do.
Bro, listen. The government is smarter than dumbass Diddy, bro. Diddy was still doing free calls after he got arrested, bro.
If a nigga can keep doing freak offs, let me tell you something, man. If he could keep doing freak offs after being arrested, bro. What up, Napo? After being arrested, again, what I just say, a billionaire don't feel touched. And if they feel touched, they're going to brush it off because it ain't nothing but dust on their shoulder because of the money. So when we talking about him still doing freak offs, even being charged, he don't feel touched. He don't feel faded. He don't feel like you can fuck with him at all. And even him sitting in the courtroom right now, he still don't feel like you can fuck with him. You know how many motherfucking people that went on there, on that stand, and exposed the worst of this man's personal business? That you and I could fathom. They just said some worse shit like, man in the corner beating his meat while watching this girl do his thing. They got a name for that on porn or something. Then they talking about he done hung some girl off a balcony. Somebody was holding the girl off the balcony. Then they said he was in the warehouse questioning chicks. Then they was talking about all this baby oil. Then they talking about the fact that the man just want to keep doing freak offs, even in the midst of what's going on and problems. That means Diddy has been psychologically placed in a place where that's all he knows. What's up, family? Good evening. I see you. Theo Sacco 69. That's some real shit. He has been put into a psychological place, family, where he can't never turn his back on what he's done. And then think about it. He was dealing with Clyde Davis. His mama is Clyde Davis terrible. His mama is allegedly supposed to be not his mama and some lady that was running a house like the strip club. And then on top of that, you're talking about the level of power he was given. So you're looking at him talking about constantly having to do freak offs. You constantly doing freak offs. Hit that like button for me, fam. We in here. Constantly doing freak offs. He constantly doing them. And they doing it to the point to where you need an IV just to rebreathe. How you need an IV just to rebreathe? So now we discussing about the situation where if this man is doing freak offs while he's being charged and about to go to jail and he don't even care, that tells you how much even more, how serious and deep the freak off is. That's the real. Family said, Theo Sacco 69 said those spirits of lust, perversion, manipulation, and pride got him in a chokehold. Demons got his body, mind on lockdown. Respect to that. But let me tell you what even else is really real. Because the lust of the eye, the lust of the flesh, and the pride of life has put this young man in a situation. See, let me tell you something. When you are raised in this type of perversion, this becomes a norm for you. You can't really separate the situation. He was raised in it. So that's all he know. Just like me and you, we are raised in our environments that we are put in because of our families or mother's situation or father's situation that they're lived in. Think about it real quick. A lot of guys that I know that are in organizations, street organizations, it was because they mama didn't have a fucking dime. Let me say that again for the motherfuckers in the back. A lot of partners and people you know that's of poverty or may have been in the projects or certain places they didn't ask to be, or be a part of a street organization they didn't ask to be, it's because their mama was broke, or their daddy didn't have it, or their daddy wasn't even there, and their mama was trying to make it work. So they had to go to that low-income housing, or that project, or, you know, that trailer park area over there for those that's in a different, come from a different mother. Yeah, that's how that happened. And I've discussed this so much with my fam when we talking about people that has not have their own way when they came in the world. They had to go off what their mama, their father, or their family was living in that put them in a situation where they had to be a part of that gang, that organization, that living, even if it was sick or perverted like Diddy. And shout out to Theo, let me tell you something, fam. When you said perversion, manipulation, it is so mind-boggling how every woman that's gotten on the stand has said the same thing about being manipulated in a perverted way that has come from lust. that has put them, the women and the people in a chokehold from the demons and spirits that lurk Diddy or that he even invites in. And I feel bad for his kids. Cause think about it, bro. Like his kids, like his daughters, his twin daughters, they seen that shit. They seen that shit in court. They was like, this sick motherfucker. They was like, boy, this boy fucked up for real. He out here bad. Like his daughters, bro. Think about that shit, man. That's how I know they embarrassing this man. They showing every nasty motherfucking thing Diddy done did since they was able to see that he started doing the shit. And showed that shit in front of his sons and his daughters. Now let's get right. You don't think his sons know what the fuck going on here, man? Let's stop being stupid over here, man. There's no filters, Deala T. Hit that like button, man. We in here, man. Hit that like button. Ain't no way that his fucking sons and his daughters don't know what the fuck Diddy been doing all this fucking time. I mean, come on, fam. You got videos coming out. And it is funny, too, because there's so many videos coming out now that never was coming out then. And that's another reason why I'm trying to figure out, it's 2025. All these videos are coming out about all these people, all this mind control shit, all this Diddy been going crazy shit, and all this nasty shit. But are you telling me his kids ain't know what the fuck he was doing in that motherfucking house, fam? Al B. Sure's son from Kim Porter got a video out about being uncomfortable when Diddy started throwing on wigs and shit. Let's get right. What's up, Victoria? I see you, fam. She say, a lot of people live in poor neighborhoods, but don't turn to the streets. Let me tell you something, Victoria. A lot of people live in poor neighborhoods, but they didn't come from poor backgrounds. Let me say that again for the people in the back. A lot of people they was living in poor neighborhoods, but they didn't have a poor background. It's always about your upbringing. Because even if your upbringing is poor, your upbringing can be a poorly upbringing. But you can be in a place that's not poor. Meaning the upbringing is poorly mentally, psychologically, educationally, just being supportively, period. That part, fam, respect. Shout out to you, Theo. That's the love of the rich and love and understand and support righteous living, because you can be even in a poverty place but be rich inside. You understand? Or you can be in a poor place but be rich inside. Or you can be in a rich place but be poor inside. And that's the realness of it, fam. Because here we are dealing with these people are rich, but they're poor inside. So they have to do so much more to fulfill the inside. You know, a lot of my people and where I come from, we were in poverty. We were in the hood. We were in projects. We was in the cities, the west sides, the north sides, the south sides. So you have to understand, even the east sides of St. Louis, you have to understand, you can be so much more inside than what it is outside. Because again, we didn't, like me and my brothers, we didn't really have no decision on where we was gonna live. So if my mother had it, then, you know what I mean? Like wherever she was at, that's where we was at. So we had to live with that. So what I'm saying is for Diddy, however, because you know about his daddy. Let's talk about it. Diddy daddy in Harlem. It's a rumor. His daddy was working with the feds. He was talking. Let's get right. His mama, supposedly his auntie, she ain't even who she is. Because it's a video with her and him doing IVs outside of his house. Now, why would two people, Diddy, 50, his mother or auntie, 70, 80, doing IVs outside of their house by the pool? But yet they talk about people that done these freak offs need IVs after that much fucking. What are we talking about, fam? David Gordon said, what's up, David? Free P. Diddy protest June 19, 500 Pearl Street, New York, thousands will attend. Jesus Christ says he who is without sin cast the first stone. Then David said, keep that same energy when Diddy get released. To each his own, respectfully. That's what it is, David. Because you have to understand, in this case and what's going on, Diddy is in a situation within itself of knowing that even if his child or his family can see the life that he's lived this many years. You got to understand, Diddy got 30 years out here, boy, 30 plus. Living and going and going. And ain't no motherfucking body got nothing on that man. But let me tell you something. If you can expose every artist, producer, actor, entertainer, singer, rapper that's been around as long as Diddy, you gonna find them same motherfucking skeletons in them closets. You understand? And that's real, family. And other than that, it's a real thing about understand, respectfully that. It's mine, Amy, love, I see you. Respectfully that. You already know, we in her. It's a big deal about knowing that Diddy's kids has seen this. His daughter seen this. The family has seen everything. But my thing was like, damn, you don't think them people already seen what the fuck was going on in the house? You think y'all had to see that shit in court to know what was really going on? What we doing? You have to understand, fam, that they even allowing that when it comes down to even allowing this man to be perverted or allowing him. You can't allow him to do shit. He's a billionaire. He can do what the fuck he want. But in this situation, he is exposed by the same lawyers that he hired, by the same judge that he was okay with, by the same jury that they allowed him to say they was okay with. And it was already one juror dismissed, and now it's two. And they letting that shit happen. So tell me that RICO case really real, or they really want to embarrass this motherfucker? You understand me? Do they want to really embarrass this man, or is the RICO case really real? We gonna keep going. Let's go.
The man was still doing free calls after he got raided and had drugs in the hotel in New York, right by where he was supposed to go turn himself in.
What?
Bro, but we ain't got nothing for stupidity in the black community. After
What?
you get a guy like Diddy in this prominent position and he blow it away on stupidity, we should be cooking this nigga.
Let's get right. Let's get right. David Goodwin say, yo, we not saying Diddy innocent. We saying they targeting elite black men. Only we can't let this keep happening is bigger than Diddy. Shout out to David. It is bigger than Diddy because we understand the targets. When we talk about Tory Lanez, when we talk about DDG, when we talking about the people that's behind these people, that's letting these people target these people, it's a difference. But Diddy is in a whole nother motherfucking lane. Diddy is a 40-year man that's been around in entertainment for damn near 30 or 40 years. He's a billionaire. He cannot be touched. Oh, we finna go down there, Carlos. Carlos, shout out to you. We going down there. I've been saying that. Let me tell you what's real. Let me tell you who the fuck he pissed off. We against that shit, but let me tell you who he pissed off. Diddy sued one of the biggest brands of liquor that you can ever get some liquor from in the whole world. Let's get weird. I'm with you. We all in up. I'm with you. Diddy sued them, and he won. But what I found out, and you only gonna get this at No Filters, hit that like, because I'm about to drop it on you. What I found out, the owner of the Spirits Liquor brand is a retired CIA agent. Drop FAM if you want to see the video or the name of who that is. Again, Diddy went to war with Spirits Liquor Brand, one of the biggest distributors in the world. And they are the ones that own the Deala brand that Diddy was pushing after he pushed Ciroc. See, you got to understand, he showed that he could push Ciroc. And when he pushed Ciroc in the urban communities and in the rappers, he showed he could blow it up. But when he blew it up in the urban community, in the regular liquor stores. Deala brand was bigger than Ciroc in the urban communities. They wanted that to be more than what they saying it was. See, they wanted Diddy's energy to push it, but they didn't want to push it in the same place he pushed Ciroc in. You understand me? And because of that, he felt disrespected. You understand? Let's go. Theo Sacco say if Puffy was living righteous life as a black man, he wouldn't be in this situation. David say, yo, that's not what really happened. That's not the reason, brother. And let's keep going. Joseph say, remember, we fight against powers, not participants. That's right. Not perpetrators either. And then Carlos say, Edward P. Wilson is different. Let me say something. We got to understand right now that even being in that situation and him going through that with Deala and the Spirits brand, the fact that the CEO is a retired CIA agent. Boy, don't stop playing in this motherfucker. You think they was finna let this man bury them? No, let me not use bury. Let me use embarrass. You think the people of their level was finna allow this black man, that they even allowed him to make Ciroc look amazing? They like, yo, we let you do Ciroc. Don't get out of hand, nigga. We let you do Ciroc, okay? And you did it how you did it, and we appreciate it because you made it. But again, they used Diddy. Let's get right, family. They used Diddy for the Ciroc brand. Diddy felt some type of way. Took him to court and said, no, y'all ain't finna disrespect me and my culture and my people on how I'm coming. And for me to be this face of the brand and understand that I've just represented an international brand that I made international from the urban community. That's what's going on right now, Carlos. They're going to RIP him off. Why? Because at the end of the day, Diddy is so major. The brand is so major. Bad Boys is so major. Everything he's put his hands on is so major that they have to embarrass him at the highest level. Let me tell you what the highest level is in life. There's a molecular level, and then there's an optimal level. Let me say that again for the people in the back. There's a molecular level of anything, and then there's an optimal level, okay? So if you Google molecular and then you Google optimal, you'll understand the definitions of what optimal is. That's just like Optimus Prime in Transformers movies. Y'all ain't got that? Let me say it again. Optimal level, Optimus Prime, Transformer movies. That means optimal is without a problem, without a blemish. So anytime they want an optimal level situation to happen, or to understand that in this case, they won't allow nothing to be nothing if it's not even at the molecular level or at the optimal level. Diddy is at the optimal level, fam. Damn near can't be touched. So I know they embarrassing him right now for a reason. And to me, I look at it as like a chastising. You know what I'm saying? Is this like he being chastised? For real, like a grown man being chastised in front of the world. This is what this is. This is, what's up, Allison? This is what this is. Deala T, no filters. Hit that like button, subscribe. I'm with y'all, family. I appreciate y'all. I'm with y'all. You know it's love. Monday through Friday, 9 p.m. we here. This is an optimal level man in situation of public humiliation. As Carlos just said, Public humiliation at its finest, right in your face. Because if it was a RICO, then we'll be looking at Diddy as a gangster before he got charged with a RICO. And if it was embarrassment, they really wouldn't be bringing up no gangster shit, which they haven't really. They said the man got caught with guns that had the serial number scratched off. So there's no gangster shit in it. I mean, that's gangster, but that was in his closet. Thank you. So it's like y'all ain't really did shit to this man for real, because y'all said everything you found, but the only thing you're talking about in court is him beating up chicks and exposing his sexual escapades. I mean, his sexual fantasies that he's come to real life in, which is sick. And if you don't want to use the word sick, use perverted. Because perversion is a word. Horny is a word. And you have to understand, at the level Diddy talking that shit, he horny all motherfucking day. And he got $1 billion, so he ain't got to go watch porn. He can bring porn to him, like right in his fucking face. You understand? And everybody that got on the damn stand was trying to make it seem like he was sick. But they dumbass was on the same shit he was on. Why? Because they did it. Just the facts. Say, I respectfully disagree with you. I think you are not analyzing the case properly. You ain't been here too long. But once you hit that subscribe button, family, and tap in, you will know what's going on. Diddy can have sex parties as a billionaire. Anybody as a billionaire can choose when to fuck all day, a couple days, a couple hours, a lot of hours, don't matter. When you hold people hostage to fuck, that's a problem. You understand? I appreciate it, just the facts. When you hold people hostage to fuck, that's a problem. If people choose to stay, see, this is the real shit we about to get into. Because people can go to a party and then see what they like. And like I said, if I just signed a deal with Hollywood and I came from the projects, or I was broke as fuck and I just signed a deal, and then I run into somebody like Diddy that's throwing these big ass extravagant parties and he's famous and I've been hearing about him for all these years, and I finally get in the game, and now I see Diddy and then I go to a party, right? Any human that just gets a deal and wants to celebrate and then want to go to a Diddy party, you trust this man with your life just to be able to pull up at that party and just unwind. So when you unwind, and then you have to deal with the troubles of saying that you chose to unwind, but yet, even in the midst of you unwinding, you had to deal with cameras behind walls because you chose to unwind. And now he chose to record your personal body parts, personal life, personal privacy. That is the problem here. You can come in this motherfucker and talk that shit about not analyzing the case right. You ain't got to analyze shit right, fam. That man had 1 billion fucking cameras in walls at this fucking mansion, and not just that. So when you talking about him doing that at other properties too, that the fact that people that just got a deal signed with major labels and major companies to get millions because they was poor and ain't have shit but had talent, and then they met Diddy and thought they was finna have fun and unwind, and then his ass put him motherfuckers behind some damn cameras and some walls to embarrass their motherfucking ass. You same motherfuckers typing that shit that's talking to me, telling me that, oh, free Diddy and all that. See, the problem you need to understand is the Diddy engagement is in prostitution that is not legal in America except in Las Vegas. That's fine. But what I mean is about saying, if you know women, or if you know a chick and you say, hey, I'm finna fly you over here, we gonna get it in, you right. But this what happened with Diddy. Diddy hired sex workers. Let me say it for the people in the back. Diddy hired sex workers, like professional sex workers, that rotated from out of town to this town to that town to over there to over there to over here. Whenever he needed to get it popping is when it got popping. See, what I don't understand is in the workers was that if it wasn't workers and it was just women or men that you know, like a homie or a chick from school or just chicks you know, and y'all just always fucking from this city to that city, this week to that week, with like no cameras. I don't understand how. I don't think they would look at that as sex trafficking or look at that as prostitution. Because this is like women you know. And these is people you know. And then y'all go out of town and y'all just be traveling and just be fucking going crazy when y'all want to fucking go crazy. That's what I'm trying to figure out here, fam. Let's be real, man. Because we got to understand what sex trafficking is, sex harassment is, using bitches against their will, making chicks fuck and they don't want to. Like, we got to figure that part out. So when you got all these women on the stand saying, hey, we always had fun. We was out of town together. We did this, did that. But when it came to the sex worker coming in, when we see the sex worker coming in, these people are uncomfortable. So you got to understand that Diddy is wrong in these parts of him saying that he's either forcing women. So you got to understand, these women are telling on themselves. They telling you that Diddy would have a sex worker or just a sex person in there, and he would ask them to do certain shit. And if they do it, they do it. And if they don't, it wouldn't happen. But then there was a situation where old girl was saying that she was uncomfortable with it, but the fact that he paid her rent and her mortgage on mansions and got her Birkin bags, she did it, but was uncomfortable after. Bro, let's get right. You don't sound right when you're saying this man's a monster and he fucked up, but yet you was taking the money, the bags, and all of this, knowing that all you had to do was say no and go away. But like I said before, it's the lust of the eyes, the lust of the flesh, and the pride of life because of the money. Because the love of money is the root of evil. It ain't the money, it's the love of it. These people is telling this man like he ain't shit, but all he did was make these motherfuckers move off money. Each and every one of them, fam. Like, okay, let's go. Let's go. Let's go, Theo. I see you. Let's go. Fam say consensual freak-offs with a dose is one thing, but to slip drugs into people's drinks without their knowledge to make them unable to consent, fight back, or even aware of what's happening to them is another. Just facts say these two above crimes is enough for a RICO. Theo Seiko 69 say it's messed up. David say, hey, Diddy's a billionaire and people hating. See, now you understand. Because I'm with you. It's one thing for you to give people a choice and say, hey, you want the blue pill or the red pill? You want the blue drink or the red drink? Right? You want the water or the liquor? You want to smoke weed or you smoke cigarettes? But it's a difference when you sit there and create situations that's not safety. When he's creating situations to harm you to where it can harm you so much to where you need a damn IV in your arm after you leave his house. I ain't never heard of that. I ain't never heard of that in my life. Allison want to know, is it true that he got that H pack? That's what she said. The H to the I to the V. Is it true about that? We heard No Filters. This Deala T. Hit that like button for me, fam. We getting real over here. We finna have to look into the situation with that man. Because at the end of the day, you can't have a freak off and force people to stay. You can't be giving people liquor or drinks or drugs that make them don't remember tomorrow. And you definitely can't be not doing anything to these people without their consent. And see, to me, you a billionaire. You got this mansion, all these people there. The party started at 11, but the after party started at 3. In my mind, you're giving your consent because you're choosing to stay at those times. Tell me what part is that illegal? The part about the drink, the taking people, making them pass out because you're giving them a liquor and a drug and all of that. Yeah, that's illegal. That's illegal as fuck. Let's be real. But these adults are giving their consent when they're staying. They're giving their consent when they're staying. Because even at the end of the day, they're still staying. So now I'm just trying to figure out the biggest part about saying you can't come against a person and go against their will with drugs, force, firearms, sexuality, anything of that nature. And that's what's happened with Diddy. Because I don't think that the consent for them to just stay was enough for him. He needed motherfuckers to fall out and don't even know what the hell they was doing. So this brings me to my point. Why would he even think out of day 26 in his trial that the lawyers could use the race card to keep this man from getting locked up? Right now, I'm going to figure that out. Let's keep going.
Free the hard way for being the dumbest mofo known to mankind. I got these.
What?
And what follows?
He's the dumbest mofo to mankind. Ain't no way.
But what do everybody want to do? They want to make all these excuses for this lane. Like I said before, if these we all know these women is super freaks, nasty super freaks. Why Diddy dealing with them? We ain't gonna ask that question. We ain't gonna ask the question of self-accountability and responsibility. Why is Diddy dealing with these super freaks? Super bad freaks. Why? These are all the questions. Why is Diddy dealing with this dude right here that I'm about to show y'all? Why is he having this dude who's a basketball player? This dude ain't no street nigga. Why does he have him touching these illegal substances and stuff like that? What's up with that?
Why?
This dude wouldn't even be nowhere around you. He said we not questioning Diddy's decision making. We talking about, oh man, they doing this, doing that. No, they not. This nigga's an idiot. He did this shit to himself, and he needed to get cooked 3 the hard way for absolute blatant stupidity.
Right.
Period, nigga.
Period. Now, Theo Sacco say Diddy had them grown ass men from day 26 all break down in tears. They seen him do something sinister and satanic. Them ninjas are traumatized. Kevin say Harvey Weinstein, Vince McMahon, the Aeropostale guys, Bill Cosby, etc. Same thing. Respectfully, that's real. Because let's get right now. Let's get right now. There's a video where Day 26 is really breaking down their experience with being signed to Bad Boy at the time that we all seen their whole lives unfold. And this goes back to my point about signing a deal, coming from poverty or coming from where you come from, and then signing a deal for doing something, singing, rapping, acting, things that you know is a talent that can change your life or your family's life. And that's what's been done with them. And they sitting there and witnessed some sinister things and satanic things that Diddy had going on. And I think it hits so different because this goes back to my point about why is there so much information unfolding now? Are they trying to make this okay and usual? Are they trying to make it like, okay, well, if we just keep hearing all these different things, are they just conspiracy theories? Because the more you hear about crazy shit, they're going to always say conspiracy theories, fam. They're going to always call it conspiracy theories. Because even the stuff that we all are talking about right now in the comments, shout out to y'all, hit that like button, comment, subscribe, family. Even what we're talking about right now, we continue to see, like, we seeing these videos. Just for the facts, send me that video. That day 26 video, fam. Send that video. Lock that in right now in the comments. Lock that in, family. Because shout out to you. We are here supporting each other to let these things be known on how we should be living and moving for us and our families and kids. This is what this is. So when we talk about what's going on with the different people and the different things, it's all informational based. But in this case right now, you're talking about people like Harvey Weinstein. When you're looking up Harvey Weinstein, you talking about Diddy, there is a comparison with the two. Harvey Weinstein, Diddy. They both knew powerful people in high places. They both had discrete areas in life. They both all went through all of that in the same sense. And they both still was in a situation, like right now, being embarrassed, like Diddy is in court. What's up, fishing and hunting? What's up, family? I ain't seen you in a minute, man. Oh, man, I feel for you, man. All blessings to you, man. We gonna pray for you, man. We up in here, man. You already know. You see the title. We still going. Let's not get it twisted. They think that this man still finna be able to come out with flying stripes on. But yet, he got a young man.
Now, it's another juror, bro.
Another juror.
And y'all know.
What up, Audrey?
This cook I got everlasting cook on this thing, nigga. Straight like that. Straight like that. Shout out to Jermaine in the cash app with the donation, man.
I mean, come on, fam. Look at this, man. Come on, man. Come on.
Shout out to
Diddy got white boy handling drugs, guns, all of that shit. And he right there chilling. They got his ass too. Ben had his ass. Tell you that right now. Ben had him.
Violate with a $50 donation in the cash app. Shout out to Sharon Bonner with a $20 donation in the cash app. Shout out to Quanti.
That's what we doing, fam. Because all of that matter, man. We all here to support. You know what we doing? In the way that we move. And that's the biggest thing. Because at the end of the day, Diddy got another juror that's getting dismissed.
Oh, my God. Yup. They saying another juror, y'all. That's what they saying. That's what they saying, y'all. That's what they saying.
Another juror being dismissed.
Another juror, and they're gonna meet with that juror. Shout out to.
And they finna meet with that juror. What I tell you? They finna meet with that juror.
You know what it is, man. We came in here.
They finna meet with that juror right now.
And like I said before, man, you know what I'm saying? I'm telling y'all what's up. Y'all get mad. You say whatever you want to say. You feel however you want to feel. It is what it is. You do whatever you want to do. You do what you want.
You can feel how you want to feel.
Know what it is. Right?
Diddy is in hot water. And and that's how I know they embarrassing him, because he not even thinking about the situation. He just know he getting embarrassed.
Y'all gotta let me know what's up. What's up?
Oh man, let me tell you something about Fitch and them. Oh man, Abercrombie and Fitch. Oh, it's a wrap for that guy. Oh man, you got to see my video I got coming up on Abercrombie and Fitch. Kids. Trafficking ring. It is so much going on with these people, brother. There is no way where we will not hold our tongues here at No Filters. Hit that like button, subscribe. You know we keep going. We not playing. Diddy done it, and he gonna feel that. And then you gotta understand, it ain't just Diddy. That's how I know it's been an embarrassment, because between Diddy having $1 billion, and I'm not saying that he just got $1 billion sitting somewhere. We're talking about $1 billion in assets. We're talking about $1 billion in money. Billion in investments, just all of that. That's the billionaire in the situation. It's an overall thing about having $1 billion. A lot of people don't just have $1 billion sitting in an account. No, some people do. But Millionaire becomes an assets in everything that you build and what you're worth. That's matter mostly because your word will go farther than your money. Let me say that again for the people in the back. Your word will go farther than your money if you have built that word. Because men only have our balls and our word. So if you built your word on your balls, trust me, brother, your word will go so farther. Because think about it. If you pull up somewhere and you ain't got a fucking dime to your name, but they see your fucking face, you ain't got to do shit. You ain't got to ask nobody shit. How many of y'all ever pulled up somewhere where you ain't got to do shit? They just see you and they know what it is. Something like my life, but I work for that shit, fam. And it's something about Diddy life that's the same way. Because think about it, bro. Right now, Diddy walk into somewhere. Well, not right now, because he walking into somewhere right now. Everybody gonna want to fuck Diddy up, honestly. And then you do got people that still support this shit because they don't even see that in the same sense. You understand? Let me know what we dropping in the link. Let me know just the facts what we dropping in the link. Word is bond. That's it. You understand me? Shout out to you. Because at the end of the day, niggas don't understand. When I say what I say, that's what I mean. And what I mean is what I say. And that's it. And I ain't even got to do that with a frown. The tone or the fact that who I am stands more than my money. I can be broke as fuck, but if I walk in a room, they hear me. They understand what's going on right now because of who I am and what I've established. And that will always go farther with you in your life than whatever you're doing today. You understand me? Reputation is more than money. Let me say it again for those in the back. Reputation is more than money. And if you don't have a reputation, I'm sorry if you're 40. Let me say it again. If you don't have a reputation, but you're 40, something's wrong. Because your reputation should have stood on itself for you to be able to live better or easier. Or for you to be able to move a certain way where you don't have to do certain things that a lot of people have to do. And that's all based on you and who you are as your reputation. And you may not even need a rep. So what I'm getting at is that Diddy's reputation has established him so many reps that he don't have to do shit about no money. But the fact that it's not enough money in the world for you to be on this stupid shit, you understand? And think you just gonna get off with that shit. It ain't enough money in the world for you not to get embarrassed. Because think about it. If you fucked up and weird, think about it. Let's be real right quick. If you're weird, and some people don't know what weird is, but if you're weird, like fucked up weird, out of the element, then when you hear crazy shit like a dude in the corner jacking off while he watches bitch and a sex worker fuck all day and night, you're not really gonna look at that as crazy. You're gonna see that as, oh, okay, some more weird shit. But is that really weird to people? Because that's really some shit going on in the world. So when we talk about these things about saying, hey, okay, just the fact say it's not just reputation. It is about having good reputation because reputation can be bad. So it's important to quality. I feel that, but I would say this. What we understand about reputation, quality, good reputation, bad reputation, I wanted you to understand that it was something about standing on something instead of falling for anything. That's my point about reputation. Because you can have a reputation that we all don't agree with. But yet, motherfucker, we see you for who you are. We see you for your bullshit. We see you for your good shit. But we ain't got to look for you. We ain't got to find you. We see you. So what I'm saying is, if your reputation bad, good, or what have you, stand on it. And my point with Diddy They need to stand on that stupid shit. Because at the end of the day, I know he's in court. And everything he's done and how he's moved, everybody has said what they've said. But to be real, that's still not a RICO thing. That to me is still an embarrassment. You're standing on being embarrassed for a lot of your business that we don't know nothing about. I hear you, just the facts. But when I say RICO, bro, you got to come from them parts. You got to come from them streets. When we talking about RICO, I know a motherfucker right now, RICO, that got to deal with guns, drugs, kidnapping, a lot of real shit. When you look up RICO, you have to underline certain things that's in a RICO. And they're trying to underline it from an entertainment standpoint than a street standpoint. Let's get right. They trying to underline the RICO with Diddy from a entertainment standpoint where he has all the money to make those moves. See, you got to understand something, just facts. Diddy can make all those same fucking moves because he got the money to make the moves. Not based off just the fact that it's gangster moves being made. It's just he has the money to get a bunch of people to fuck in one room for a week and have to give them IVs. Or to be able to buy machine guns and put them in his closet. Or to be able to have a drug case go with you wherever you go because that's what you do because you got money like that to smoke, drink, get high, and keep living as you please. But in a fashion sense of how you do it because it's dressed up a certain way. Point I'm making is, I hear you with that RICO shit, fam. But that's how I know they still embarrassing him. They had to use a RICO to try to underline some things with him to drop him off. Instead of just saying, that's the point. Instead of just saying, hey, domestic violence, drugs, guns, sexual harassment. You could have just broke them 5 down and been charged for those 5. But yet you bring up a RICO that Young Thug and them was just getting charged for, that I just heard my dog Pee Wee Longway just was getting charged for, and they are part of some real shit. So when we talking about Diddy, bro, it's just really, I'm just lost with this RICO shit to be charging them RICO when you can just charge them for the guns. Because it was a time where guns was shit. You get caught with a gun, it's 5 years. Shit. So when you talk about a machine gun with some serial numbers gone, the man got power is the point. You don't get to talk shit about the man and act like he ain't got shit going on. Just fact said Young Thug RICO was a state case. Diddy is a federal case. Right. But that's the point. Diddy can get pardoned from this. And then they can come right back around with these other charges. I bet you ain't see that coming. I hear you, just facts, and I appreciate you. That's why I'm with you. Subscribe, fam. We doing this. We doing this every night. We with it. They charging his ass, but when he walk away from this situation, they're going to try to hit him with these other charges that we talking about right now. A gun charge is heavy within itself. Sexual harassment charge is heavy within itself. So when we talking about these things within themselves, family, Diddy as a man, as a human, not as a powerful billionaire, but as a man, will be tried for those things. That's why in my mind, I felt like Trump and Diddy was cool. Trump and Diddy, cool. So don't get emotional when they pardon this motherfucker. Don't get emotional. Because in my mind, Diddy's been around for a while. Do you think for a moment this man got all these tapes, all of this, all of that, and you think they finna let this motherfucker rot in jail? Just the other day, Friday, he gave up a name that was a powerful, iconic rapper, famous. He is in a position where he has to start giving up names and start using a race card as if that matters. That's what I just said. Shout out to you, Theo Six. So, hey, hey, he on them tapes. How many of y'all think Trump on them tapes? Type Trump if you think Trump on them tapes. Type Trump if you think Trump on them tapes. Think about it, man. A young Trump and a young Diddy. It was real. Trump ain't never had all the power he got now. That man always had power, but he ain't got power like he got now. You think that man ain't happening, boy? Trump tapes. And then I seen some shit. They was asking Trump. Listen to me, family. They asked Trump about pardoning Diddy, right? He was like, I know y'all want to know. I know y'all want to know if I'm going to do it. I want to have to review all the facts. That mean he going to do it. That man said he needs to review all the facts. Trump said out of his mouth, he needs to review all the facts with Diddy. So clearly, this goes back to my further point that I had. When I say it doesn't matter as a human. Because as a human, these people are going to choose who they want to support depending on what they believe in. They're going to believe in who they support because of what they do. And because of what they do only comes down to who supports them. So let's get right in understanding. Let me know what is unfair to say right with no evidence. Because when I talk about pardoning, and we're talking about here no filters, allegedly thinking in our minds how we look at things, we see this as Trump finding himself in a situation where he may pardon Diddy. From the tapes, even from his recent comments, there is nothing in his comments that says, oh, I'm not going to pardon Diddy, or I don't even care about Diddy case, or that I have things to do that matters more in the world than just Diddy. Come on. Normally you would hear that. You understand? Get with him, DeSacker. Get with him, Theo. Get with him. Just facts. I'm with y'all. That's the thing. The man knows that the tapes are going to always keep him free. You gotta, come on, fam. This man had so much footage, so many cameras of so many people. You understand? So much. There's no way you can't tell me he ain't got cameras or footage on people from back in them days from a young Trump day. When Trump was young, Trump was looking like his son and them. Boy, stop playing. Stop playing. You don't get to tell me that. And I don't want to hear all this shit about, hey, Trump, that ain't real about what Trump and what's going on. And, you know, we can't say that. We can say what the fuck we want over here, no filters. Because what's real is we see what's going on. He ain't Jesus, and he definitely ain't the Antichrist, and he ain't the devil either. He human. But let me tell you what he is. Powerful. Let's keep going.
Another juror, man. What's up, everybody? What's wrong? Is it a problem? Yeah, another juror. The judge is going to meet with that juror today. Another juror, y'all. What, man?
Another juror.
Make this shit up, bro.
Another juror.
Y'all notice TMZ ain't been reporting about
Hit them like buttons, baby. Let's comment. Let's subscribe. Hit that like button, family.
This man shouldn't get life. I'm sorry. Life. And I'm going to tell you why. Life. When you spend your life destroying other people, when you spend your life, you understand what I'm saying? Tearing other people down, when you spend your life whooping other people's ass, you should get the same thing.
You hear that?
So let's just say Diddy's 50-something years old, right? Diddy got these allegations go back to 25 years. Okay, Diddy should get 25 years. That's a life sentence, baby.
Oh.
Goodbye.
These allegations 25 years old. Let's say that again for the people in the back. The Diddy allegations are over 25 years old. So that means these people have been working with Diddy for 25 years, for decades. That's 2 decades. And in my head, I'm looking at it like shit, 30 years. These people working with this man this long. You don't think at some point between all of the money, all of the calls, all of the hotels, all of the negotiations, all of the influence, you don't think they add up to RICO? And now I see the angle that the government was using, because I seen it then, but I felt like, damn, y'all gonna use that, but he ain't no gangster. You all are using habitual, repeated, consistent, over and over and over again, charges of everything they've been doing for 25, 30 years all around the world. That's what they're trying to prove. It ain't even about no gangster shit. It ain't about no guns. It ain't even about the sex. It's about, the government wants to prove, is money being spent in an organizational way? Is time being spent in an organizational way? Or the freak-offs being done in an organizational way? Or women being paid in an organizational way? Or women or sex workers being shipped from state to state in an organizational way? Oh, that's sick. And that's real. But that's the point. All of this is to prove what Diddy has been doing in an organizational way for it to hit RICO. Let me tell you who Diddy is and what they talking about and why it ain't working. Everything that they're trying to prove is being done in an organizational way, right? But yet you're doing it with an organization, an entertainment organization. Everything in entertainment, from music to acting, all of that is entourage based because of all of the people that's needed to be there to make sure this one is okay for the presentation. This one product. You have to have this entourage and all these people to make sure the product is okay for the presentation and that they can perform at a high molecular optimal level for the presentation. So anytime you fuck with the product, you fuck with the presentation. And that's real. Because even to know all of that and knowing how they move, you got to understand, family, it's an organization. And all RICOs are based off organization. You understand? All RICOs are based off organization. Oh, I got you. We finna tap in right now on the levels of what organizational means when it comes down to RICO shit. Because at the end of the day, we want to make sure we're clear so everybody understands what a RICO is, and make sure we understand even the more that a RICO can be used against an entertainer like Diddy to put him in a situation as life in prison for a RICO charge. You understand? Period. Let's get right now. Let's get right now. We giving up right now what the RICO charge is. Let's get right now. Let's go. So, a RICO charge. Let's get right. Let me tell y'all what a RICO charge is. Just the fact that he looking it up. Ha ha. You know it, don't you? You know it? Because we going to get right. Oh, that ain't that. RICO. A RICO charge under the Racketeering, Influence, and Corrupt Organizations. Under the Racketeer, Influence, and Corrupt Organizations Act allows prosecutors to charge individuals involved in a criminal enterprise even if they didn't personally commit every crime. RICO charges can be brought against individuals participating in a pattern of racketeering activity connected to an enterprise, which can include organized crime groups, corporation, and even corrupt public officials. So let me tell you something again, fam. Don't come in this motherfucker talking shit. Because the realness that just was being broken down to you was me letting you know that it was all about organization. You understand me, fam? We don't Google nothing. We ain't got to Google none of that shit. Organization. That's what I just said. Organizational things that's been done has been proven with Diddy. And they try to side him by using those things to say organizational shit is not in place. But let me tell you, dumb motherfuckers that's in the back, for the dumb ass people in the back, I've been saying they're using the RICO in an organizational way to make it stick to Diddy. When really, they just want to embarrass Diddy. No, he ain't. And shout out to you, Theo Sek. You know what it is, because he ain't. Because we want to make sure if you fam, we type in FAM. Because here at No Filters with Deala T, we putting it down and letting you know what's real for the family. You understand? When you come in the house, we get something to drink, eat, smoke, and get comfortable. Because at the end of the day, we know what's going on here. And let's keep that going.
Get your ass out of here. Goodbye.
Ah.
Get your ass out of here.
Get your ass out of here. Goodbye.
Point blank period. Talking about some these women that does what's consensual. Know your role and shut your mouth. You're a damn lie.
Thank you.
I told you, a woman can consent 30, 40, 50, 60 times. The one time she said, no, you do it, you out of here, sucker. That's why you trying to tell you, dummy. This is what all the youth and people need to understand. Stop letting.
That's real. Shout out to Audrey. Shout out to Audrey. Appreciate you. Shout out to Carl. I appreciate y'all.
That's his fault.
I see you, 69.
That's his fault, nigga. Point to hold that nigga accountable. Make better decisions in life. Have yourself around better people. Don't put yourself in those positions.
Right. You don't get to take advantage of a chick that says, hey, it's consensual because we can do it, we can do it, we can do it, we can do it. And then the moment she don't want to do it, you over there talking shit. Like you got a motherfucking problem, you gonna make her fucking do it. That's the problem with the situation right now with Diddy. You understand me? They using all the moves he was making as an organization to get shit done in his way of doing things. But in my mind, it's kind of confusing because if I had a label or if I had multiple companies, I'm gonna be moving as an organization as well. But the problem is, this man started spiking drinks. You understand that? He started spiking drinks. That's what became a problem here. And then he started going about things as if just because these super freaks was super freaking all motherfucking day and night for a week or two, and then when they said, no, I don't want to, he forcing them. So what we really talking about now? It's okay for that shit? No, it's not. Because here we gonna be real. I can have a freak off. But I ain't finna do that shit when I gotta be spiking bitches' drink. What we talking about? You gotta spike drinks to have freak off, fam? You Diddy. Why do you have to spike they drinks, bro? You're Diddy. You know how many people want to come in your house just because of who the fuck you is? Think about that, man. What? What we talking about? The man hung Justin Bieber up. That boy hung Justin Bieber up like a coat to a hanger. Because when I say he hung him up so bad for people to wear him when they want to, Diddy hung Justin Bieber up like a coat for people to wear him when they want to. You understand me? And it's his mama fault. See, that's the problem I got with these stars and shit. Cause how the fuck do Diddy get like guardianship of people? Like how the fuck is people giving up like parents is giving up their guardianship or like they, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't even understand that, fam. These people gave up their rights just for like Justin Bieber to go to Diddy house and be with him for a week or something. Usher mama. They ran through Justin Bieber like them old Chucks that's hanging on the wire in the hood right now. Them old Chuck Taylors hanging on the street wire. Just toe up, ran down, can't breathe no more. You hear me? And it's all Justin Bieber mama fault. You understand me? Audrey, let me tell you what is it that's crazy about it. Because it's not so much as to try to understand. You have high-powered people that's in power, like Diddy, billionaire, that can do what they want when they want to do it. And then you have people like Spirit Liquor that has power, that need people like Diddy to push their brand and their liquor. And when Diddy says, hey, I want to do it my way, and I want this type of power, the Spirit say, the liquor people that own Deala says, no, you're not going to do it like that. We wanted to do it the way we want to do it. And then he sues these people, take them to court, and Diddy wins. And from there, Diddy life is exposed on a whole nother level to the world. That is exactly what has happened here. And with that said, they have allowed these people, because again, keep in mind, the Spirit's company is ran by a retired CIA agent. The lady that runs that company is a retired CIA agent. So how the fuck did they even get the information they got from Diddy? That's what killed me. How the feds even get the information of those tapes? How? It makes me wonder. So my research hit different, family, when I said I knew. Audrey said, all that for what now? Look at him. That's the point I'm making. He was born into a system of perversion, manipulation, a lot of sex from people that's older, and a lot of control. And that's what his life was. He was pushed into a situation of control to where he was forced to have to do those things even if he didn't want to. And once you become that animal, now you are that animal. And he became that animal. And now he's in court fighting because they are literally exposing this animal to the world. And then on another note, I felt like the government is doing something big right now because the world is tuned in to Diddy. And even though you're not tuned in to Diddy, you're tuned in to Deala T, No Filters. So I need you to hit that like button, family, because we in here. And we in here, we all family. But the point I'm making is that the embarrassment of what Diddy is going through right now, I know is more than just the RICO factor. Because at the end of the day, they had to use something they had to sit around and say, hey, how can we bring this most powerful entertainer down that's been around for 40 fucking years? That's the situation. They have to figure out, you can't just bring down a billionaire, okay? You just can't take a billionaire to court. See, they don't want to talk about the kids because, again, they want to just embarrass him. They want to humiliate him. But they don't want to bury him. You understand, Audrey? They don't want to bury him. They just want to embarrass him, humiliate him, make his family see him, make his kids hate him for the rest of his life because of what they've seen. Talking about the twins, the girls. See, the sons know what the fuck going on because the sons are a part of it. You would never come into that type of family as a man and don't think that he's pushed into a place. Diddy done had some super freaks at his mansions, and his sons done seen them all. You think they ain't had them same motherfuckers? So like I said, she say, why they not talking about the kids? Because they don't want to bury them. They just want to embarrass them, humiliate them, and let them figure it out to get out of it. But he already gonna come out of it. Why? Because you got to understand, in the midst of all of this accusation with these tapes and these famous people and all this shit, they have still yet to let us hear the tapes, see the tapes, see who's on these tapes, see the actors, the singers, the songwriters, the producers, the high power politicians. They have yet to show this shit, and this is day 26 damn near right now of the Diddy trial. So that's why I'm telling you, bro, they don't want to bury him. They just want to embarrass, humiliate him, make his family, when he get done with this and he go back home, they want him to be so fucking miserable that he gonna off his damn self. You understand me? Because, see, they don't understand. He don't give a fuck because he got billions. Y'all ain't, the government didn't do nothing but let the world know of the monster that's coming. They was trying to tell you the monster he was. They was trying to really tell you the monster that's fucking coming. This government has exposed this man's whole life, and not even all of it. Just the nasty shit or the perverted shit. So his family can look at him like he's a sicko. So he can never be at home and be able to enjoy his kids because they've been embarrassed by this man to the world. But yet they stand with him. But them twins and them daughters, they don't see him the same way from him whooping Cassie ass. Let me say that again for the people in the back. His daughters do not look at him as the same way for him putting his hands on a woman in that fashion. Shit, he could have got into it with Cassie and just smacked shit out of her. That man ran down the hall in a towel, punch, kick, threw something, slam shit on her. He damn near should have Macho Man Randy Savage people elbow, the Rock elbow on her ass. Of how bad that shit was, fam. So yeah, they want to change his life. They want to tweak his body. They want him to feel it when he go back home. But we don't understand in this day and age. Shit. Young Thug, listen to me. Gunna got out with Young Thug. Y'all know who Gunna is with Young Thug, right? Gunna. Gunna got out because he signed a paper with his signature. The statement was already on the paper, okay? Gunna just got it and signed it. So that's like dry snitching, basically, okay? Oh no, I just said that his daughters won't look at him the same way. Right, that's what I said. His daughters will not look at him the same way. It don't matter. His sons already know what he was doing. But his daughters won't look at him the same way, family. You understand? And because of that, he's going to be miserable inside. Even though he's in a position to want to get back to everybody that got on their stand and start talking shit. But the point is, they have yet to give us a celebrity that seems like they have anything and everything to do with anything. It ain't been nothing but a bunch of real he say, she say for real when it come to like celebrity, icons, famous shit. So it's nothing really been said, fam. What we talking about? Like we sitting here trying to figure out why the juror is getting dismissed. It's another juror getting dismissed. Diddy and them talking racial cards now. I mean, now you're seeing he's at the end of the road, fam. That's without exposing any celebrities, any tapes. And in my head, I don't really think like, I'm gonna be real. I really don't feel like I don't feel like they was gonna like be in court saying like, yo, that's such and such, and that's such and such, and that's such and such, doing this and doing that. I just felt like Diddy had them tapes saying like, yo, if don't one of you niggas, famous niggas, step in and help me, I'm gonna put y'all name out there. And I felt like that's what he was basically saying. Like he's gonna put a motherfucking name out there if they don't help him or get somebody to get this going. And I think from the higher ups, that's higher than people that can help him, or like the actors that can. I feel like the higher up elite said, leave him alone. He gonna go through this. He gonna feel this. Because the same people that put him on in the money he got right now are the same people that he sued. No, let's be real though. Theo, they went Nino Brown Friday. They went Nino Brown because they brought up a famous rapper's icon's name who is married or that has a girlfriend. So let's get right. Go check that video out. No Filters, Deala T. Hit that like button. Let's get right. They brought up a name in court Friday that is a famous icon's name that is married or have a girlfriend. And now they're actually going through it right now trying to figure out what the fuck they finna do. Because it's so deep that they have gotten calls themselves that they might have to come in for questioning. See, this is what I'm talking about. Because if this shit really was real and they really was finna do some real shit, they would have been exposed all of them tapes so all of us could see all of that shit. It don't even matter. You understand? They would have put all those tapes out so we could see who is this, who is that, what's this, what's that, what this doing, what that's doing. But yet they having it all. And now you telling me they turned into Nino Brown on Friday and just threw a name out there of a rapper, famous, icon. Type in the comments who you think that rapper icon is that Diddy and them just snitched on. They just dry snitched on a famous rapper icon because he has nothing else and his back is against the wall. Fam say Jay-Z. That's what I'm getting out of there, Jay. Okay, see what I'm saying? That's the situation. And now with that said, we have to make sure we figure out why we continue to sit here and think that Diddy is going to go free even now, right now. Let's keep going.
Why y'all don't see a whole lot of these other artists doing in the same position as Diddy right now? Why? Because they ain't doing the same dumb shit he doing to the level he doing it. Point blank period.
No, they doing it, but they ain't doing it at his level. Remember I told you about that molecular level, then that optimal level? See, they doing shit at an optimal level. We doing it at a molecular level. So that's why I look like that. I'm getting Jay-Z's in the comment. I said type in the comment of what famous rapper icon that you think that Diddy legal team just snitched on in court. Type it down in the comments. Let me know. No filters. Let's go.
You don't see them running around here kicking their staff ass, beating these people down, dragging people down the hall, doing all this other shit. Man, sit down. Like I said before, man, y'all niggas, man, I got everlasting cook for every last one of y'all. Y'all don't want no smoke with me. Like I said before, and the judge just eats the Diddy's lawyers. The judge says, listen, man, Diddy's lawyers, right? Diddy's lawyers, right? Set up in here. Let me say this with a straight face. They tried to use race as far as the jury system, which is illegal. Then there are more black jurors than there are white jurors. They ain't gonna tell y'all that.
What?
He has more white lawyers than he do black. Let's take up here talking about this a black thing. Man, y'all niggas better get out of my face, man. I swear to God, nigga. Now ask all them niggas if this is all some pro-black.
What?
I'm down for the cause.
He said
Why Diddy ain't got the whole
Diddy got more white jurors than black. I mean, he got more white lawyers than black lawyers.
when he had a whole nation stand up behind him, all his lawyers would have been black representatives of the black community. If you trying to make it a black thing, no, what's the first thing he did? Went and hired the white man. Well, he want to talk about racism. Man, sit down. Shut the hell up. And Diddy's lawyer who was sitting up there arguing, the black lawyer, up there looking like a damn fool. You ain't even the lead lawyer. Think about that. He ain't even
That's crazy.
Change the channel, baby. Now.
That's crazy.
Because.
What?
Let's get into this, right? Let's get into this, right? Right? Now, you guys, check it out. Check it out, y'all. There is another juror with a problem, as I told y'all, that's not linked to juror number 6. This is a whole different situation.
Whole different juror. Whole different juror. This is a new juror.
Would it be a bad idea if you use our credit card to pay for your marketing? Actually, it is a Shark.
Respectfully,
Shark Tank's credit card. This means you can.
Theo Soccer 69. I appreciate you, family. We in here. You already know 9 o'clock. We doing it. That's the difference, man. I'm with you.
Now, juror number 6, who was a 41-year-old clerk at a correctional facility, was removed by the judge today.
Juror number 6 was removed by the judge. Let's get it right. Juror number 6 was removed by the judge. That's what happened.
The judge cited concerns about his candor and whether he shaded answers to get and stay on the panel because he lied on his application.
Lied on his application, but still wanted to be on the panel.
I repeat myself. Juror number 6 had a prior misdemeanor fraud conviction.
Oh,
Let me repeat myself again. Juror number 6, who just got dismissed, right? 41-year-old clerk at a correctional facility.
what?
He was removed by the judge. The judge cited concerns about his truth telling
That's crazy.
and whether he shaded those answers to be able to stay on the jury. Now, this same juror had a prior misdemeanor fraud conviction and said he was a fan of 90s hip-hop and admitted knowing about the Diddy trial.
What the
But
fuck?
he claimed he had limited familiarity. Captain Aston.
That's what he claimed. That's what he claimed, fam.
Misdemeanor fraud conviction.
That's what he claimed.
Okay.
What?
Like I said before, that's all y'all need to know right there. That's about juror number 6. He's out of here, nigga. Then the new juror that's replacing him is 57-year-old alternate from Westchester County. He lives with his wife and 2 kids. He works as a manufacturing architect and holds a master in mechanical engineering.
What?
The court that he had heard some media coverage about the Combs allegations.
You hear that, Audrey? Yeah.
Told the truth.
That's crazy work, fam.
Once again, so everybody was asking me, hey, Chicky Bear, why you think they keep Chicky Bear? Why you think they keep on letting these? I say, bro, know your role and shut your mouth.
Shut your mouth.
Know your role and shut your mouth.
That's what's going on.
They know what they doing. They know Diddy and them people, man. Them people can't help themselves, man. You think that they ain't watching them jurors? They shadowing everything them jurors is doing. They're watching these jurors on social media, all of this stuff. They're watching them jurors. Listen, let me tell y'all something. When you log in to Google, they probably got all of these jurors' personal information to see what they're looking at. And if you're breaking any of the rules, they're going to be on your ass.
Oh, they're gonna be on you.
Telling y'all this. So, by them letting them jurors walk up, bro, we already see what time it is, bro.
That's the situation.
It's easy work, y'all.
That's easy work.
It's easy work. Caveman can do it.
Easy work.
Caveman can do this, y'all.
Because the way they setting the situation up. And at this point,
We don't have no excuse. Hold on one second, y'all.
ain't no excuses about nothing at this point. You understand me, family? Diddy's in a situation, back against the wall.
Hold on one second, y'all.
1 juror, 2 jurors dismissed. You understand me? 1 juror, 2 jurors dismissed. They playing a race card. And on top of that, right now, Diddy is looking at the RICO charge that is literally live and active. And he is about to be charged with that, family. And what that looks like, we have to figure out how many years is that. Because in his case, Diddy is 50 years old, fam. He 50 plus. Fuck is we talking about? That 50 plus, he gonna find himself in a situation where life just to have 10 years. That's life. You get Diddy 10, 20 years, it's a wrap, man. Thank you so much, family. Diddy, 55. Give him 10 years, 65. Another 10, 75. Another 10, 85. What we talking about? You understand me? That's real shit.
It's whatever.
And at that point, he can't do nothing.
Yeah.
So he really paying for 10. He praying for 10 years.
All right, y'all. So yeah, man, he did it to himself. That man did it to himself, man. You get mad as you want to get. Like I said before. You know what I mean? Like I said before.
He can't do nothing.
So, yeah, man. Salute to everybody that's tapped in. Appreciate all of y'all.
All of that. And with that said, we're going to leave this video right here, family. I truly knowing I appreciate you all liking and subscribing. I want to know what you all think in the comments below. You hear me? Is Diddy finding himself in a situation where he is about to get life? Or is he in a situation where potential pardon from Trump? Potential pardon from Trump? That's a real thing. But I want to know what you all think, fam. Never forget, it's your boy Deala T. This FAM family. Always like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Never forget to share this, man, so we can share this with the world. And as always, Monday through Friday, 9 p.m., tune in with your boy Deala T. 2, No Filters. Thank you. Holla. Good evening.